Okay, Mbulavanaka, everyone. Hi to my sisters. There's a little group here this morning, so I just want to welcome everyone that's tuning in right now. Mbulavanaka, this session will be just a very interactive conversation, and it's going to be about your hair, our hair journeys and other beauty journeys that we go through, all the mishaps, anything funny or however experiences that you've been through, just throw it all in the air out, right? Anyway, so I'm going to start off with a few stories. No, wait, actually 2 stories. So my hair, it always has been an afro to start off with. When we left Fiji to New Zealand, and when I reached New Zealand, I looked around, I thought, wow, all these Fijian girls with like long hair, like they were afro and they were long hair, like, you know, Fostambuki kind of thing. And I really wanted to be like that. I said, I want to have hair like that. I didn't want afro anymore. Anyway, so I got my hair relaxed. That was the process.
When was that? Because I remember you having this ACS, you know, the Mpuninga.
Yeah.
I remember from that time. So yeah. When did you turn Mbuki?
How did you turn Mbuki?
Mbuki by yourself.
So I turned Mbuki when I started at in Wellington. After a couple of years, I then got it relaxed, which was straightening hair. So that went on for a few years, and I'll just show you this. And I had very unruly hair as a child. So this was my hair when I was a child.
Wow, look at that.
That's pretty.
And
yeah, so what happened? So from that hair, it went like, you know, our Fijian hair that you had in ACS, and then
yeah, so
you
from
went to
there,
New Zealand.
It went to afro. Anyway, from afro hair, it went to that.
Right. Yeah, I remember that.
Hey.
Mm-hmm.
And so with that, I normally get it straightened with the hot irons, right, or the iron. No, just kidding. And then from there, it went to the short hair.
Yeah.
Like that one, eh?
Okay.
Yeah. So
how have you managed your hair in, you know, like with this lockdown and everything? It must be because the color is really good.
Oh, like thank you. Oh, thank you, Ketchy. I've managed. So what happened was I went to the hairdressers. They charged me £70 to do
70
it. Like,
pounds. That's like $230 or something like that.
And then the first time I went to them, it turned orange, like a carrot.
In time for Halloween, right?
Like a pumpkin, orange like a pumpkin.
So I don't think the lady that was doing my hair really knew what she was doing, because she was asking me questions. Because I just know from my beautiful Ben back in Auckland, he just knows what to do.
Yeah.
Anyway, so after that, I messaged Ben and I said, what are the ingredients that I can just use at home? And this only cost me £7.
Wow. Oh, wow. Big difference.
Yeah. And it didn't even, because when I was at the hairdresser, like my scalp was really sensitive. It was on fire. With the stuff that I had here, I didn't even feel anything.
Yeah.
So the day when I had it done at home, this was Isaiah even helped in painting my hair to
blue. See, I remember that photo when you sent it to me, and I was like, oh my gosh, how can it turn back to your own color? So what did you have to do? Ben.
So the mixture is actually blue.
Did you have to bleach your hair? Did you have to bleach it?
So the day that I bleached it, then the water, we didn't have any water.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God.
And
Oh my
then I
gosh.
told Isaiah, go and get the 6 bottles of water downstairs that I had just bought from the supermarket. Then he started.
I'm sure he'll never forget that day.
So
Never.
how much is a bottle of water? Say £1. So you got like £6 plus your hair dye, £7. Wow, it's still cheaper than the £70.
So 6 bottles of water cost me $3.50 pounds.
£3.50.
Yeah.
Oh.
So Isaiah was running up and down, getting me a bottle and putting it on my hair.
A family affair.
Family affair.
I have to say, you wouldn't think, you did it at home, to be honest. You did a good job, man. Got good results from that.
So it's just color. You didn't cut it or anything, just color.
Just color, Numai. Just color. And then if I wanted to, maybe I probably just can go down to the barber down the road just to shave.
Yeah.
Shave the sides and just leave the top. So yeah, it's just the color. So I want to keep doing that. But I'm also getting a bit tired of this color. I want to do something totally different. So I was thinking, if I start growing my hair, I don't know what you ladies think, but I was thinking of going long hair. And I think this is the color that I'm wanting to achieve, but whether it suits me or not, let me see if you guys like it.
Hey.
Yeah, it's nice.
And you've got a nice, like, the shape of your face, kind of,
Stop it, Dolly, stop it, man.
Yeah, why don't you just get a wig and wear a wig for the time being? I think it'll really look good. I mean, that's another thing with wigs. People, I remember when I used to wear wigs, and when I first tried a wig on, I used to think, oh no, I can't because this is fake. I used to have that feeling of, it's fake and it shouldn't be worn, or, you feel fake. But then, just like nails now, they're all fake. Yeah. So what? Just go for it. If it makes you look good, then go for it. I'm like, well, I don't wear wigs anymore. I never wore a wig, but I wore it once just to go out. And I was so worried in case somebody pulled my hair.
In case you turn your head like that.
Yeah.
Is that the plan when you go in, Malika, when you wear your wig?
Yeah, I remember that day vividly. I was like, and it was a lovely, it really was like all kind of layers, and it really looked good. Like
What color? What color?
Dark. It was dark brown, I think.
Black. Oh, dark brown.
Yeah, and I was, and my friends, they were like, wow, Anna, your hair, this, how come it's grown? No, this is a wig. My hair had grown. I said, no, this is a wig. He said, wow, this is, you look good. And I'm like, don't touch it, please, don't,
Don't touch me.
How you, like you have to make your hair, like you have to wear something else, like a netting, before you put the wig on. I was really worried in case they pull it off and, I'm looking like I came out of a shower or something.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Like, I think I overheard someone say, your hairstyle, sometimes when you change your hairstyle, it's probably what you're going through in life as well when you change your hairstyle. But a lot of people tell me short suits me and this color suits me, but I think it's also bad for the scalp when you keep bleaching it, because I've been bleaching it for the last 7 years.
Wow.
And also the process of growing it, every time I decide to grow it, I just changed my mind. Like I said, shave.
Cindy, you don't have any horror stories, hair stories, do you?
Yeah. I've got real thick curly hair. At the moment, I've got like a keratin treatment through my hair.
Nice.
I quite happily wore my curls out growing up. But I think in terms of a horror story, when I was year 2, like Na had done this, like, oh no, actually, I think she forgot it was class photos. I can't remember. But I went to school with my hair half up, half down. And then I wore like a pink headband. And then just before the photo was about to be taken, our teacher had a look at our class, and pink wasn't part of the school color, because I went to a Catholic primary school, real strict, like it had to be dark colors. And just before the photo was taken, she came and she yanked the headband off my head. And then when the class photo came out, my hair was like full. I don't know where the photo was, but yeah, I just always wore my hair out. I think probably later in my late primary school years, then I started tying it up, wanting to kind of like straighten it. I went through, I think Salika used to like sport an undercut. So when I was 14, I got an undercut like hers because I was like, oh, that's really cool. And it kind of helped make it less thick. And then when I wanted to grow it out, that was another process because like it was just bush, like, you know, when it's growing back. But I think the best thing that I've in terms of,
beautiful.
Wow, has been the keratin treatment, because I can wear it curly when I want it to be curly, but then if I'm wanting to sort of tie it back, it's quite easy to manage.
Yeah.
Have you had it short recently, or?
Actually, after I had Richard, I went through that, like did the boy short, like quite as short as Salika's is now, and cut my hair real short. And that was just kind of like it just kept getting shorter and shorter. And then I thought, actually, I'm just going to make it real short, and loved that. Have considered that, but I know just the process from it being short and then wanting it to grow long.
Oh, I tell you, Dolly, it's painful process, because the thing is you're fighting against, like, okay, you've had this for so long and then you want to grow it short, but the process of getting it long is such a long process. I'm like, what the, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, you know, I went off video there because I was grabbing a photo. I wanted to show you this photo.
Oh,
who's that?
Is it the wig?
No, that's my own hair, and that's New Mai on the other side with her long curly hair.
Oh,
and Chanel in the middle.
Go New Mai.
New
Yeah, I
Mai
did
had
have long hair.
beautiful curls that we used to just ooze out when she lets her hair down. It was so pretty, and I mean, you still have it, and she's chopped it off. When did you chop it off?
Well, I think when we were before we moved to Tonga, because we got posting to Tonga, and I was traveling around Asia. Yeah. And I thought, I can't take my long hair around Asia, because I was staying in people's homes and just maintenance and the tropics. And I was just going, I'm going to cut it off. So that's when I started cutting my hair. Yeah. And it just got shorter and shorter and shorter. And then during lockdown here, I thought, oh, I'd grow my hair again. But I think I've gotten used to having short hair. Yeah. And I've had people say, oh, your hair looks nice short. It suits you. I said, okay, I'll keep it short. And then the hair color. And so I've also been through stages where I color my hair. And then my son, Sam, says, Mom, why are you coloring your hair? I said, why? You don't like it? No, it looks good. Just keep it natural. I was going, really? That's strange coming from my son. He said, no, it looks cool. All my friends say it suits you to have your natural hair color. I was going, okay. So I've gone through stages of coloring, and I'm just going, because my hair, if I color it, the sides come out really gray quickly. Right. So it only lasts a week before it's all gray. So I'm going, okay, might as well. I can actually see a mahogany red color happening there on for you, New Mai. Like, oh, really? Red. No, it's just I haven't done anything. I mean, I use a purple shampoo. Whoever invented that.
You know, I remember when I was in, back in Fiji, when before I came overseas, I used to love to have, I used to fantasize about having this big hair, like long hair. And, my Fijian jerry curls, remember those days? And, with the gel and everything. And then I started growing my hair when I came out here, because, there were more people who knew about how to manage, longer, chemically treated hair. And, oh my gosh, those years, they're gone now, because I've gone back to my natural hair.
How long ago was that? What year was that?
That was 1995.
95. Yeah, 95. Yeah. So 94, I would say 94, 95. Yeah.
I thought that was 1952, like that.
Hey, please.
Was it 95? 90?
Yes, no, because That's
No,
in Shabbington.
it was after that, you might, because I came back to England, to London at the end of 94. So it would have been 95, yeah, 95, 96, something like that.
Yeah, because that's in Shabbington before we went to Tonga.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was hard just going to Belgium and finding a hairdresser. You know, I thought, because it's a very kind of, you know, the diversity of Black people wasn't really that many in the city at the time. So it was hard to find hairdressers. So I used to go to, and then I found a white hairdresser with a Black woman who who knew how to do my hair. And you know how you grow to like really accustomed to one person, and then you keep going to that person. It was like that for me. And when I came to London, I couldn't find any for me, so I had to change. And I found one locally. But just talking about hair, that's something so, how it used to be so important in those days. You know, how your hair had to be like this, had to be this way. You tried everything, this color, this. But I think, you know, I was never ever as adventurous as Silika to go into the kind of colors that she has been through. That's
and talking about that, yeah, Dolly, do you remember the time when I just bleached my hair? And then the rule is when you bleach, you don't relax, right? But then
so what happened?
I decided to relax 2 days later, and it all fell out.
Oh my goodness.
I was washing it, and as I was washing it, like it was literally.
Oh, so when was this?
Over,
Dolly, what year was that? I was flying, and the next day I was supposed to go and fly.
So
that's when the wig comes useful, right?
No, you're right. I didn't wear a wig. I went off to the hairdresser and I told the hairdresser, yeah, shave everything.
So what was so from then you chopped off your hair? Did you chop off your hair from then?
Oh, no, it was before then. It was before then, yeah. But it was just the people at work, we've got a thing at work called the lookbook, which is how you have to have your hair done and all that. So they don't know the difference because we've always been short. So when I went shave number one, I just rocked up. They just thought it was just the norm. Yes, you know. Mira.
Most of us, I'm sure, with especially those of us who use chemicals in our hair, there must have been a horror story with all of us about hair falling off, because I've experienced that, and it's the most horrendous. Like, especially when you have to go somewhere, and that's the reason why I had to wear a wig. That was one of the reasons, because part of my hair in the middle here was like just came out, like because of the chemical that lady put. So at the time, there wasn't really like the information you have now. We didn't have that kind of information where you can just go online and find out what's the best product and stuff like that. And I just used to trust whoever. If they look black and they can see my hair, and then they can do my hair, I just give to them. But then when I went to live in Kenya, it was a different story, because our hair is very different. The texture of Fijian hair to the African hair. So a lot of Kenyans couldn't believe that it was my own hair. They used to like touch it like, they thought I was Ethiopian, because Ethiopians had hair like that. But the thickness of our hair, because Fijians, I think we have very thick hair. And so when they do it, when they used to treat it, they say, wow, is that your hair? Like they'll pull it to see if it's my real hair. But it's so, and that's when I started to appreciate my natural hair. It was really going to Kenya. I started to appreciate my natural hair, because there were these people who were trying to get hair like this, and then we are trying to do hair like that, and, and then it was just like using chemicals on our head and stuff like that. I just stopped. I said, yeah, we have. So yeah, I stopped only. I think when I went to Fiji, I think I started, I was still using chemicals, but it was much milder chemicals that I could find. It wasn't like the hardcore ones. And so when I came back here in 2015, that's when I started to really go So how I started was I had the what do you call that? The braids. I put braids on, and then the braids just you know, for 3 months I had the braids on, and so all my growth just kind of blend in, so you don't really see the difference, because I think when you're trying to grow out the chemical hair, you really have the bubbles around here, you know, like for my kind of hair, you know, like, and you can
like
see
a bubble.
You can actually see the difference from your roots to the, you know, where the chemical thing ends or starts. So so I said to my hairdresser, oh, I don't want.
So you see the difference.
Sorry?
You see the difference in the regrowth. So the regrowth looks different to where the chemical.
Yes, yes. So from the roots where the regrowth happens, you can actually see it bubbles. It's like a bubble. And, you know, it makes your hair like, I don't know, I can't describe it, but it used to look so.
Like just a little ray.
Like
it's just like raising up like this, and then your chemically straightened hair like goes down like that. And then when you go out, like your hair is like this, and then the hair is, you know.
It's a horror story.
No, and then I went to my hairdresser and I said, how can I do this? Because it's either you chop it off and grow it all again, and then she suggested to me, she said, just braid your hair and have the braids there for a long time. So it's not 3 months, sorry, it's 6 months. So all she did was go and fix the thing every 3 months. So I went every month, every 2 months, I think. I would go to her and then she'll clean it up. And then I was like that for 6 months when my hair was really, you know, kind of like there's enough hair there, enough growth, you know, but the regrowth. And then I started to have my natural hair came back again. So, so now I just have, you know, because she keeps chopping off the bottom, and then the new growth just keeps going. And then, you know, with the treatment and everything, it just started to come. And now it's all kind of all natural hair now. All the chemicals have been chopped off. Chemical
hair journeys, eh?
Mm.
It's just hilarious.
But I'm so much happier with this hair, to be honest.
So that's natural now, eh?
This is so natural.
So you're not wearing a wig right now?
Well, I could put on a wig, to be honest. It's easier to put on a wig on this one now. So I couldn't find my wig this morning. I was going to do it just for fun.
But you must be saving so much more, Numai, on like going pretty natural, because I guess the further away from our natural hair, the more expensive it is. Like,
yeah. I mean, my hair has always been curly like this. So yeah, I mean, but I use hair products that a shampoo and conditioner and a moisturizer, just because you know, living in the tropics with the humidity, the hair does go like this too.
Crazy, yeah.
So yeah, I save a lot. Yes, yeah, and it's easy because I don't use any comb, any brush. It's just my fingers under the shower, style, and out the door.
That's easier.
I tried growing it during lockdown, and I just thought, oh, it's such a hassle, and it's so hot here. So I just kept, you know, putting it up. It didn't work for me. I just thought, okay, cut it off. Here we go.
Yeah. And what are the hairdressers like there in Penang? Do you go to hairdressers?
Yeah, there's one I've been going to since I arrived, which is it's not far from here, but he's an Avida salon. So I've been using the Avida products for more than 20 years now.
Oh, okay.
And that's, and it's, I like the products, So he knows how to cut my hair. Every time I go, he asks me, so how do you want it today? Because I keep changing all the time.
Yeah.
I went about a week ago, and thank goodness, because now the hair salon's going to be shut from tomorrow. So try growing my hair again for another month. See how long it lasts.
You've got the time to grow it. Like,
I know, right? Yeah.
And the other day I was just thinking maybe I should go back to an afro.
I was going to say, would you each go back to the Buninga or consider?
I'm considering it.
Wow. A bleached buninga.
I don't think that'll make me look very, yes.
Sophisticated. I think one would have to cut all the hair off in order to have a winning hour again, I guess, because like, for example, Anna's hair, the texture is probably very different now. I don't know if you cut it short, you would have to cut it very, very short in order to have a winning hour, because otherwise there will be no winning hour.
Danny, look at that, see that photo?
Ah, yes. Yes, that was the unruly hair.
See, that was the time when we that was in where was that? In Los Angeles.
Yeah, that was with, hey, okay, guys, I've just received the Afro photo.
Okay.
One moment, please.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I was 15.
Is that the ACS?
That was I was
that in Wellington?
That's in Wellington, yeah.
Yeah. Because in ACS it was shorter than that.
And it was a modeling thing within the diplomatic community, and I had to dress up as a traditional Fijian meke costume and parade.
Nice.
Beautiful.
And I had to really, they had to really force me.
So you had your buninga for like a couple of years in Wellington.
Yeah.
Or your high school, all throughout high school.
High school, yeah. And that was where they stuck all the pens. Remember that story? All the kids used to stick pens in my afro where they hide it, and then they mock me because.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. It was so cool that you were real proud to wear it, though, that you wore it all the way through high school.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't have.
Until I discovered relaxing.
See, this is the hair that I would like to have again. I know I got too much makeup on that photo.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, yeah,
not the makeup, but I like the hair.
Oh, your makeup's fine.
I like that, Ketchy. What's that? That's the weave.
That's the braid. That's what I started on to get to my natural hair again. So instead of cutting it, I went on braids so that I can grow my hair.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, so do you think I could do that to this hair?
Of course, of course.
It would
braids and all. That would cost you.
How much is
it's not expensive as expensive as London. The London prices are humongous, but this one is about £70.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because they spend hours on it. So but it's really good because it's so easy to manage. It's so but I would do it in the winter rather than the summer because it gets itchy and sweaty in the summer. So if you were going to Fiji, you'd really need to think about it. But some people go to Fiji with those hair and they find it easy to manage too, because you can go and, you know, you can wash it. There are now sprays and things like that that can clean up, you know, because you don't really wash the strands because they are braided. So, but they're good. Right. Yeah, it's if you are thinking of growing your natural hair again, you know, if you have the same texture like Fijian texture hair, it's one of the ways. Instead of cutting it to regrow, you could actually braid it and then leave it for at least 6 months. And when you take it off, you'll see your natural hair blending into your treated hair. Yeah. And it's so much easier to manage.
Yeah, something to think about. I didn't realize that I could actually do that from this length of hair. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm sure they'll find a way, because your hair, they'll probably put very thin braids, you know, because your hair is too short. Because my hair was still long, they could braid it into, you know, they take the. Because it's what's the hair that you buy? What do you call them? Those extensions, hair extensions. Yeah, you buy. They get those. You can have like the normal, the human hair or the synthetic ones. I use synthetics in that because it's not really, I don't really need to have human hair. And then they take that and then they braid it into the hair. And yeah,
that's something to definitely something to think about. Dolly, how long's your hair?
Probably mid-back now.
Wow.
Yeah, I've got the keratin treatment, and I think that's probably been the best treatment that I've had because it's supposed to be like, not as damaging and pretty, I don't know if I could say healthy, but quite nice because then I can wear it curly if I want, or it's quite easy to maintain and to brush back. Yeah. But I haven't had that done for a while. I've got just like a colour through it that definitely needs redoing.
Yes. Short rules, and you might short.
Yeah, short rules. What do you love about your hair, Silika?
I think for me, I just love the fact I really like the color of it, and I like that I can just get up. I don't even sometimes I have to comb it, but I use a lot of gel to shape it. So the gel can be. I haven't done anything to my hair. It was just from. This is from like 2 days ago.
I'm, living in a predominantly Caucasian environment or society. It was hard to those were challenges, real challenges, like trying to find someone who knew how to do our hair. And I think now with information technology and social media and stuff, it's so much more easier to find these things, but we're still
I think even now, even with my hair texture, which living in Asia, because they've got very straight hair. Nobody has this kind of hair. So it was a challenge for me to find a right salon, the right hairdresser that knew how to cut this type of hair. I mean, he does a good job, but it's not what I'm never happy with it. I mean, who is ever happy with a haircut? Every time it all changes. But I mean, it's okay. There's nobody else that I can go to over here except him, because he's been cutting my hair for a year now. So he knows the style. Because, the hair gets frizzy and it's not easy to cut because here it's just straight cut. Very different. Yeah, very different. And even at that time, Anna, in the 1990s, just before I went on my Asian tour, trying to cut my hair then wasn't easy too, because no one knew how to cut this type of texture. But like now, it's much easier, I guess, in the UK, but in Asia, it's still, it's not the same. It's still a challenge.
And this is the thing, just hearing everyone talking about the hair journey, it really is a very big part of the appearance, the hair. You know what I mean? So
they say the hair makes who you are, isn't it? And I know, Silika, you mentioned something much earlier on, when you're going through different phases in your life, you cut your hair. And, during MCO, I was, lockdown, I had my hair long. Okay, I finished that. It's a new phase. Cut my hair. So that's me. That's what I do.
No, totally. And I think when you're actually coming out of something dark or whatever, and you want this fresh new outlook on life, then it's like all short and kind of thing like that. So it's always really
it's psychological as well. I guess for some people it's psychological.
Totally. Sadie, do you remember that day when you when you were in Melbourne? I think we were in Melbourne, and then Lisi had very unruly hair as well. And then she always, every time she went to school, she had, and then she had a hump. There's always a little hump. And I just thought for a long time that this is part of the hairstyle, right? And I was like, man, what a bad mother, because I really didn't investigate more into that. Anyway, so it went on and on for, oh my gosh, forever. And then one day I just thought, I better check this hump. Is this the hairstyle or is this something else? Wow. I said, Lisi, just come here. So what this child had done, her hair had clumped into like a Rastafarian hair.
It had knotted into a dreadlock.
But you know, hair is such, like you said earlier, it's such an important part of our look and our, you know, like if I could go out every day with my hair as I wake up, that would be the best thing, you know? Because getting your hair done just to get out of the door, even if you go for a walk, you know, it's just part of who you are as a woman, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we find ways of, and I think the relationship as well with our hairdressers, I've had for many years. You know, I would know a hairdresser and I would stick with that hairdresser for the longest time. And then when I move, you know, I'm so loyal to hairdressers. It's like my masseuse, you know, people who massage you. I'll stick to the same person until I move. And it's so important. And I think it's part of our well-being, part of our mental health, and part of all these things, all this beauty and food and lifestyle, you know, it's all part of it.
Yeah.
There's always a story with it. There's always a story.
I've while in Africa, you know, because Julian worked in Nigeria, and they're really crazy about hair. I mean, you go to the market and you see wigs or you see hair on the road because they just sit by the roadside and weave hair. And they would come, and you know, I'd go to the market and they would just come and they don't say hello to me. They're just looking at my hair. So they're looking and they're going, is that your real hair? And I said, yeah. Really? Yeah, it is my real hair. Just because, like what Anna said earlier, you know, they want hair like this and we are doing the opposite. You know. So yeah, but it was interesting just to see in Nigeria how the women there all have how shall I say, artificial hair. They all have wigs on, and it's all long hair.
I mean, I think we've all seen the different people that we meet in our lives, like with our travels, and I think we've all traveled extensively, and we've seen people with a different hairdos and the way they go about it, and in their different cultures. So I also do that. Like I look around and see how people have the hair, like what's going to be my next hair color moving forward. So I'm just trying to figure that out at the moment. But I suppose I mean we can probably just go to the four of us now. Each can just say something and just wrap it up for now. And you can.
Well, for me, you know, before we wrap up, I just want to say about men and their hair, you know, because men, they don't understand when we have to go to the hairdressers and when we have to, you know, like, you know, in my humble opinion, from what my experience has been, they are quite, you know, and they just don't. It's a huge. It's almost like an alien subject for them that we are this kind of the complexity of our hair and our stories of our hair. You know, the process of getting from here to the hairdresser to having it done like this, and what we pay for it. You know, you know, in comparison to men, you know, they go and they just have a haircut and that's it. And you know, or most men, you know, like the younger men now, I think, you know, some metrosexual or whatever you call them, they are more into their hair and their appearances. They have more the styles and stuff like that. So I think we're going into that culture of, you know, like now men are now understanding the complexities that we go through with our hair, because it's very important to us and our appearance. And, you know, and if they want us happy, they have to allow that hair thing to happen.
Yes. Let us be who we are.
I think one should feel comfortable with whatever hair they have.
Yeah.
If you feel confident in your natural hair, great. If you don't, and if you want to change, then make that change.
Yeah.
I think the main for me is feeling happy, feeling confident, and feeling comfortable and secure with your own hair.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I think if I know what I know now, if I was to go back, I wish I knew or had learnt how to better, like how to maintain my natural hair and like learnt about products and how to keep it. But now having discovered keratin, I guess, a lot of it went in terms of straightening it and bringing it back was because I wasn't confident wearing it out. So I think probably get to know how to manage and maintain your natural hair. And like Nyumai said, if you want to change it, there's so many different things that you can do. But definitely explore what you can do with your own natural hair before sort of going down treating it.
Yeah, absolutely. Kachi?
Yeah, no, that was, I would agree. I would agree with both Seni and Nyumai that, hair, like for somebody like me, I was very adventurous. I didn't have the information that I have now, but I probably wouldn't change because it was all about an adventure, about growing, about finding out, about, discovering and all those things. So it has been a very good journey so far. And I'm quite happy now with my natural hair. So you can have all the time if you're younger and you want to, experience this different hairstyles, different way of doing hair. If you don't want to go natural, if you want to go this way or that way, why not? Because there'll come a time when you, like me, you want to settle with your natural hair. And there's a lot of time to do that.
Definitely. And I think natural is the best, right? But if you have the opportunity or the to venture out and just push those boundaries a little bit more with your hair, I recommend go for it. And I think sometimes when you do talk to other people or your friends about changing your hairstyle and they have their own different opinions, and that actually, you listen to too many people. But if you know it's right for you, I say go for it. Push those boundaries. That's what life is all about. And take that risk. And on that note, guys, thank you, my sisters. I really, really enjoyed you being here and just, candidly talking about hair. Wonderful, and love you guys. And thanks for tuning in, guys.